What's going on, everybody? It's Chip Walton. I'm in the basement of Chop and Brew. Chop and Brew. You can kind of see it. I'm in the basement, a 54-degree basement, my basement office, my work from home office. Want to do a quick dry January update. I realized it's been kind of like a whirlwind of a last week, so I forgot to do one on Monday, and it was quite a week, I would say. So I don't know what I'll title this. Semi-wet? Quick to get wet? No, that's not, God, no. I don't know what we'll call this update. But, so, a couple of things happened. Like, over the week, first and foremost, I brewed a brew in a bag black IPA, and I brewed it for a Northern Brewer article and blog that we're putting out, and to kind of storyboard an online class about brew in a bag. Regardless, I brewed last Wednesday. It was super fun. The first part of it was shot photos for the brew in the bag, but once we got to like the boiling part, it's just like any other brew day. So my coworker Emily left, and I just kind of like hung out and enjoyed brewing. But the weirdest thing being in dry January and brewing is like the brew day never really felt closed. Like I brought it in, deadlifted my kettle into the basement, wort chilled it, pitch yeast, and it just never felt like that was the day that I think I wanted a beer most of all. We talked about how the week before, or on the 6th, with all the chaos of that day and the stress and feeling like, oh, I need a beer to deal with this. This was like, that's a negative. I need a beer. I need a beer to drown a sorrow or to deal with something. Whereas wanting the beer at the end of the brew day seemed like a celebratory, like an honoring, like closing the loop of brewing a beer. And then at the end of that day, obviously you're not drinking the beer you just brewed. So having a beer, and I didn't have one, and it felt good. It felt okay. You made it through it. Then what else happened? So then like 2 days later, there was like a big snow, and then that became ice. And long story short, like snow days always make me want to drink, because they're just kind of like you're inside and you're getting cozy and you're eating comfort food and you want like a beer. But then also after you go snow blow and shovel, you want a beer. Maybe not like an Imperial Stout, but like a Pils, man, a Fair State Pils or a Summit Pils. So those two things, again, celebratory, or like I earned this beer, not sorrow drowning, I'm addicted to a substance, need a beer. So Saturday was my birthday. Last year, I just stayed dry on the birthday. I felt it was like a challenge. This year, I'd planned to, but then we got to Saturday, and I really just wanted to drink some of this smoked Graf that I made. There's an episode coming out. I'm hoping to shoot the last bit that I need for that today and get that out. So, unlike last year, I gave myself my birthday, the 16th, and I was kind of like, you know what? It's in the middle of the month, or I'll give myself that day, and I realized what I have a problem with. So clearly I'm not an alcoholic, I don't think, because I can go 10, 15, 30 days without having a beer. But when I have something to drink, moderation is my issue, especially when there's like a free-flowing keg in the basement. You know, if there was a 4-pack of beer, moderation wouldn't be that difficult, because there'd only be 4 beers you could drink at worst. So yeah, I went pretty deep in on this smoke Graf. It's only like 6.5%, but I won't get into all the details. Things got a little ugly. I guess I was told that things got a little ugly, and that's even scarier. There's like a functional blackout point right when you're like, you didn't eat enough food, you started drinking, then you ate, and that's a whole other thing. And we'll talk about that maybe not today, but in the end of dry January as we look back. So clearly I have a problem kind of with moderation. It's either one beer or no. It's either no beers, or it's like 6 beers, or beers, drinks, whatever. So I'm working through that in my head, and might have to work on it outside of my head. The crappy thing that happened this week, though, because of that snow and this thaw, and then it became like an ice rink that we all live on under powdered snow, there was no jogging. So I really didn't have much outlet other than like stretching and doing like some basic stuff. I still haven't gotten into that body weight workout. I haven't taken the free advice that is being offered to me. So anyway, it was a week of ups and downs, right? It was nice to have this one like not dry day. I got a 10-pound brisket from Rudy's in Texas for my birthday from Mammers and Elsa. Of course I wanted to have a smoked Graf with it. That was awesome. But then the next morning, realizing like how out of control it kind of got, didn't feel good. So that being said, it is now Wednesday of the next week. Dry, staying dry. I do want to apologize. There's not a lot of time between the baby and the day job and going to bed super early because of the baby to edit. Like usually my edit happens really early in the morning before like Elsa gets up and we start our day. This is pre-baby. BB before Bebe Crow. And or I do it like late at night. Like she goes to bed, I stay up another hour or two. So I'm kind of like witching hours on both ends when I edit. And now those don't exist because we're just sleeping. We're like grabbing whatever sleep we can get. So unfortunately, only the Patreon people have been getting like some newish content, like unedited content footage because I owe it to them. And I'm hoping to get everybody out there, YouTube subscribers and followers, a couple of episodes yet in January. There's a couple of things that are easy to knock out. So, not making excuses. I'm just kind of letting you know what's going on. You want to see cool stuff in between episodes? Go be a Patreon. Patreon.com/chopandbrew. But if not, there is also stuff coming for the freemium, as they call it. So, working on tons of classwork for Northern Brewer. We've been shooting all grain brew days and beyond basic yeast starters and all that fun stuff. So I am scratching a creative itch. Unfortunately, it's just not necessarily on Chop and Brew at the moment. But we're all good. I will keep y'all updated. Just gonna try to stay dry. Just try to get outside. The sun's actually out today. It's 35. Might be able to go find a patch of concrete I can jog on. Chop for chop, brew for brew. Stay dry if you're trying to be dry. If not, definitely try to work on your moderation, and I'll do the same. Peace, y'all.